Alright, I got my first video response.
My name's Robert Valrath, and my question for you is, how do you feel about some of the more exotic ways to get into space? Airship to orbit, the space elevator, and the light ships, or capsules that are launched by laser, very powerful laser or microwave beam. I know we're kind of stuck with rockets now, but I think rocketry just can't put the number of people into space to actually colonize Mars and the asteroids and the moon. So what are your thoughts on that? That's my video response. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Robert, for sending me that response, and you'll be the first for my new questions and answers segment. So to answer your question, the first one you talked about was airship to orbit, and I think that that's a very good idea, but I like to lump together all the air launch possibilities together into one idea, I guess. And it's a really great idea. There's a lot of things that are already being done with that. There's some students that are doing the airship to orbit, and the whole thing with an airship is you need like a Zeppelin type craft in order to do that, which isn't a problem. That's awesome. That's cool. But I think that you can use airplanes as well, just like the Pegasus rocket, which is Orbital Sciences that launches from a B-52. Virgin Galactic has Spaceship Two launching from an airplane. Then there's Star Chaser, who have old jet fighters, and they're launching small satellites from the missiles that they can carry on board, and that's awesome. That's a great idea, but I think that we need to take that a step further and either have more B-52s available or convert old airliners into air launchers. In fact, DARPA is looking into doing just that. They've put out like a feasibility study, and some of the pictures they've put out, I might include one right here, is that they have like what looks like a Falcon 1 rocket on top of an old 747, and it's got some wings on it to be able to, glide away once it takes off. But I think that's a really good idea. And air launch is something that we should definitely be utilizing because the technology already exists. We just got to marry them together. Now, the space elevator. I think it's a great idea, but I think in practice it's going to be a lot harder to actually achieve. It's, just like I said, I mean, it sounds like a great idea, but the technology to have the tether for the thing doesn't quite exist yet. And yeah, they're working on it, and they're very close to a breakthrough, and they've made several breakthroughs in their work, but it'll be a long time before we could have a space elevator. And if it ever did materialize and that ever did happen, then that would be awesome. The money that we would save, I mean, some of the stuff that we could get to orbit, oh my gosh, just thinking about the possibilities would be amazing. But just like I said, I think it'd be a lot harder to actually achieve. Okay, so light ships and microwave beams. I think those are very cool. They're very interesting, and I I love how the ships, the capsules that they have, look like little miniature flying saucers, UFOs. But it's really cool. It's really awesome that we could propel technology like that. Unfortunately, the power that it would take in order to have a large enough capsule to send a good amount of people or a large payload, let's say like a space station module or a capsule with a crew of 7 or something like that. The energy required to do that would be pretty significant. And for a private company working on this, I think it'd be pretty hard for them to get the capital to do that. If more people were to jump on that, then it could possibly materialize into something a lot better, and I think that we should pursue that because it's a good idea. And it'd be really awesome if we could get the U.S. government's help to use the HARP facility, because they beam it's something like a 1 trillion watt microwave beam into the atmosphere, and if we could just utilize that, I don't even know if we could even use those arrays for the same type of thing. But if we could, I mean, then that whole problem is solved because it already exists. But then you'd have to become a government contract and all sorts of other stuff. So we'll see. I agree with you that rockets aren't the technology that are going to get us to colonize the moon or Mars or anywhere else. And pretty much the progress that we've been working at for the past 40 years is the same progress that it's going to be for a long time coming using regular rocket technology. However, look at some of the rocket designs of Tim Pickens. He is amazing, and he's been designing all sorts of non-toxic fuels and just really cool innovations on rocket technology. And if we were to use a lot of these innovations and implement it into existing rocket technology, then at least that would improve for a little while. What I really think, though, that we really need to be researching as an exotic technology to get us to space is magnetism, not anti-gravity. A lot of people get confused that it's anti-gravity. No, magnetism. You got to have magnetism. If you can have something that you can control a magnetic field and reverse its polarity at any time, that could be, pretty much I want to create a flying saucer pretty much that uses magnetism as its propulsion. And I think that a way that we could do this possibly is with liquid mercury and superconduct the thing and spin it at the same time while it's in a sphere to create a dynamo effect. The same dynamo that exists at the center of Earth that creates our magnetic field. Now, I'm no physicist and I'm no scientist, but I think that if we were to work on that more and get that sort of propulsion technology, that would really open up the solar system to all of us. But that's just what I think. Thank you very much again, Robert, for your video response. And if any of the rest of you out there would like me to answer one of your questions, either leave a comment saying, put this in your next Ask Mike, or leave me a video response. I'm going to respond to video responses way more than I will comments. So send me more of those. I want more of these. And let's keep doing this. I'm going to have a new episode in a couple of days talking about satellite resurfacing. And yeah, we'll just see you next time. Thanks.